Hey, what is up, everyone? I'm Phil Games, and I just hit 5,000 subscribers. That is crazy. I should maybe phrase that in a way that doesn't emphasize me, because I had nothing to. Well, I mean, I uploaded the videos, but still, it's all you guys for subscribing to this random channel that talks about glitched hell most of the time, and some other random things too. But yeah, just thank you guys so much for doing that. It's crazy, like, it's not very normal of a thing for a channel to get here this relatively quickly on YouTube, so that is very cool. Thank you guys for that. So for my little 5,000 subscriber special video, because I definitely had to do a special video for this milestone, I decided to do a Q&A, and I posted a video a little while ago saying that I was going to do this, and people asked me some questions, so I'm just going to take a look at those and answer them. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that. All right, let's A some Q's. let's just stop answering questions now. Let's go. Starting at the very bottom here, Tevin Daniels asks, have you heard of the Undertale channel, the Determined podcast? It's a small channel that interviews AU creators / comic dubbers. No, I have not, but that sounds really interesting. I might have to check them out. Then again, I say that about a lot of things that I always forget to do, so hopefully I'll remember this. Yeah, sounds interesting. Furious asks, what's your view on the fact that you were reaching 5k subs? Thanks for asking. I think I kind of explained that already. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's cool. Ashton Snap asks, how you doing? I'm doing good, thank you for asking. Mary Stendy, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, asks, what's your favorite game of all time? Undertale. It's definitely Undertale. There's not too much of a contest. I mean, Kingdom Hearts, I'm there for the story of the whole series, but I wouldn't say that any one Kingdom Hearts game beats Undertale at all, so yeah, definitely Undertale. Although I guess if we're talking like multiplayer, just sitting down and playing with other people, then it would be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but just favorite game of all time is probably Undertale. And speaking of that, is that an R and an N? Oh no, that's an M. Kishemo asks, what got you into Undertale? Well, I could go super detailed into this, and this is my video, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So it's kind of a long story. One day, back before I used to watch YouTube a lot, I was watching basically the only channel I was subscribed to at the moment, which was Game Theory. I was just bored and watching through a bunch of their videos for no reason, and there were the Undertale ones, and I clicked on them because, I don't know, because I was just bored, I guess, and the game looked really intriguing. Something about the almost horror-ish aspects of it kind of grabbed me. Not horror, I guess, but like the spookier elements, like the theory about Gaster. It showed the Mystery Man. That thing is kind of creepy if you're just seeing it for the first time. You kind of forget now with seeing it everywhere in the Undertale fandom. Anyway, so yeah, I thought it looked interesting, so later I watched a playthrough of it, and I liked it way more than I ever thought I possibly would. Like, the story specifically. Like, I think the next day after I finished watching the True Pacifist playthrough, I pretty distinctly remember I was going to tell my sister about it, Captain Joe from Streams or Discord, you might know. So, what I meant to say, what I was planning on saying was, hey, you know that game that I told you about that looked interesting, Undertale? I finished watching a playthrough of it, and the story was actually really interesting. But what came out was, well, I finished watching a playthrough of it, and the story was so good! I didn't even mean to say it, it just came out. I couldn't hold it back. It was, yeah, okay. But, yep, then I bought the game, and we kind of played through it together. I showed it to a bunch of people, my other sister, some of my cousins, and yeah, it's just, yeah. And the rest is history, pretty much. Ka with a bunch of numbers at the end, asks, what is your favorite Undertale AU? And current favorite game, but I already answered that. Well, to be honest, I'm not, like, super into the actual AU thing. It's mostly just Underverse at this point. So I guess X-Tale is kinda my favorite, or I do like Underswap too, just the whole vibes of that in Underverse, at least the way it's presented there, so yeah. Sunny Seoldo asks, have you played Terraria or know about it? I've heard of it, I've watched a tiny bit of gameplay of it. It doesn't look like my thing, I guess, but maybe I would like it. I haven't played it, so to answer your question, no, I have not. Petrov asks, I don't know why I said that in an accent, but that's, yeah, okay. Is mitochondria the powerhouse of the cell? I mean, probably. I'm not a scientist. Orin is cool, one of my Discord mods, asks, when did you first play / see the game / animations that you like? Well, I already answered for Undertale, so there's that. And with the animations, Underverse and Glitchtail, I kind of talked about it in my video comparing Glitchtail and Underverse. You remember the one with the super clickbaity title that made it get a lot of views? Yeah, I didn't actually think that would work, but apparently it did. But yeah, with Underverse, that was kind of an interesting one for how I found that, because this was during a phase where I was watching playthroughs of just like a ton of Undertale fan games, and one of the videos that I saw that one YouTuber that I watched at the time had done was the Ink Sands fight fan game, and the title was like every AU Sands in one game or something like that, the title of the video, which is not true because there are way more than that. And I was just kind of like, what the heck is this? And I clicked on it, and there were all these different versions of Sans, and I had to Google search what is an AU Sans because I didn't know what AU even stood for. So yeah, through that I ended up finding both of the Undertale AU wikis, the normal one and the Fanon wiki or whatever, and I just found the whole concept really intriguing. So eventually another game that I watched after that had the AUs in it was it was Underfell by Mania Night, I think, but that one update that just had a bunch of the Sanses in it, specifically the ones that are used in Underverse. So then eventually I decided to check out the original stories of some of those, specifically some of those that showed up in that fan game, because those were the ones I knew the most about at that time. And coincidentally, the first one that I really checked out was Cross. So that is how I found Underverse. Actually, the first Underverse video that I clicked on was the original 0.3 part 1, because I didn't know how the whole episode naming system works at the time. But luckily, that one, at the beginning, the original version, not the revamped one, said to read the X-Tale comic first, so I did. So that was cool. And then I watched through all of Underverse and loved it, because it is amazing. And then with Glitchtail, that I kind of found that just because I was hungry for more big Undertale animated series, so I was looking for other things like that, and I found Glitchtail, and like I said, I kind of thought it was a little boring the first time I watched it. But then, a while later, I watched it again, and actually, that second time, I don't really remember specifically, what I was thinking while I was watching that. I don't remember much of that from either the first time or the second time I watched it. But the second time, I found it interesting enough that I clicked on Cammie's channel to see, what kind of more regular content she uploaded, to see if I wanted to subscribe, and that is how I found out about the whole prequels and the wizards and everything, and that got my attention. That's when I subscribed, and then actually the next day I woke up and Game Over Part 1 was out, so that was cool. But then I rewatched it again for the third time a bit later, and that's when I really started to, well, that's when I really kind of fell in love with Glitchtale. So it was a long road to get there, but yeah, I know I'm spending a lot of time on this question, but Kingdom Hearts, alright. I could go very much into detail on that, but since I'll keep it a little short. Maybe. Maybe I'll tell the whole story, I don't know. Sure, I'll start with the unnecessary beginning part. So, the first time I heard of Kingdom Hearts, that was a voice crack. It was way back, like, when Dream Drop Distance first came out, so, like, in 2012 or something. I had a 3DS, and my cousin also had a 3DS, and one time he was like, dude, check out this cool game that I got a demo for. It's called Kingdom Hearts. And I was like, Kingdom Hearts? Do you realize how frickin' girly that sounds? But he was like, no, look, it's the main character's a guy. See, it's a child, boy, person. What? And then after that, I proceeded to kind of forget about the series for several years until I started watching YouTube again. And then just as I was watching more gaming content, I would hear about it here and there. I heard about how complicated it was. I heard that it was a Disney Final Fantasy crossover. Like, when I first heard about it, I don't think I even realized that it was a Disney thing. But then as Kingdom Hearts 3 was about to come out, a streamer that I watched was going to play it, and I was planning on watching, and I wanted to understand what was going on, so I watched some summary videos. I watched a good enough summary of Kingdom Hearts by Barry Kramer, I think like 4 times or something, and I watched a few others 1 or 2 times to get some extra things that he didn't mention. And suffice it to say, I was very intrigued. I was kind of like, oh, complicated lore, bring it on. I'm a fan of Underverse and Glitchtale. But yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts is way more complicated. But yeah, then I was just kind of curious how it ended, so I looked up a cutscene compilation of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I watched through all of that, and I loved it. So then I went back and watched the other games, and I almost felt kind of weird for liking it a little bit, like, this is so weird, I shouldn't like this, but I did. So then I got my sister into it, like I end up doing with most things, like we end up doing for each other, basically. And that's when I was kind of like, yeah, okay, it's cool that I like this. Alright, moving on. Dark Supersonic asks, what's your favorite indie game excluding Undertale? I haven't actually played that many indie games. I've watched playthroughs of a bunch. I guess I have Hollow Knight and Celeste, I've played those. And probably Hollow Knight would be my favorite of the two, which I started streaming it on my second channel, but I haven't done that recently just because I've been busy with school and with the update of the Glitchtale timeline. So I hope to get back to that eventually. Dark Supersonic again asks, do you plan on making videos showing the secrets and Easter eggs people might have missed in Underverse? Making more of those besides that one, the opening analysis. Maybe. I might do more of those in the future. As you probably noticed from that first video, I'm not amazing at finding details, at watching things through frame by frame and stuff. But I might, we'll see. Dark Supersonic once again asked, any upcoming games you're excited for? Yes, actually, I am excited to play Neo: The World Ends With You when that comes out. Oh, I forgot to mention The World Ends With You and Final Fantasy VII before. Well, I guess I'll mention that now since that's both of the things that I was going to talk about now. I'm excited for Neo: The World Ends With You. That's going to be super cool. I hope it's good. And I'm also excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, even though I won't be able to play it. Still excited for the story. And also Ever Crisis, when that comes out next year, that's going to be so cool. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, for those of you who don't know. A mobile game, basically going through literally the entire compilation of Final Fantasy VII. And if you don't know what that is, check out my Final Fantasy VII compilation watch-along over on my second channel. Link to my second channel in description and in the end card, as always. So I guess The World Ends With You isn't that hard to say how I got into it. The characters show up in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and yeah, eventually I was just like, I'll check out the World Ends With You story, so I did, and it was really good, so now I like it a lot. And Final Fantasy VII, I guess that shouldn't take too long to explain either. I watched a playthrough of Remake because everyone was crazy about that game, how good it was, so watched a playthrough of it, and then I watched a playthrough of the original to see what was different, and obviously to see how the rest of the story went, and then I watched through the entire rest of the compilation, because when I start getting into the lore of something, I need to know all of the lore. All of it. That's kind of why I have done these watch-alongs for Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII, just in case there are other people like me who need to know all of the context of things, just to put it all in one place. Blades asks, which of the Undertale characters is your favorite? It's Sans. I'm sorry to be super boring vanilla answer, but yeah, it's Sans. I think he's the most interesting, deep character by far. He doesn't like get too much character development, as in changing a lot through the story, but there's a good lore reason for that, since he's kind of just trapped in the despair of knowing that he's living through these just repeating timelines, even if he doesn't remember them, which I don't think he does personally. But yeah, it's Sans. Boone Neal asks, do you play Kingdom Hearts? Yes. Yes, I do. Dark Supersonic again. You had a lot of questions, I remember that now. Asks, any plans for 2021? Well, right now, I'm working on the Animosity update for the Glitchtail timeline. I don't even know if Animosity update is an adequate enough description of it, because I kind of just, like, revamped the entire script, basically. Well, not the entire thing, but a lot of the things in, like, Season 1 and the prequels specifically. Add a lot more details about lore, like, how the magic system, the soul traits all work and stuff, but, that's my big plan for my channel, anyway. I might do something when Union Cross and Dark Road end, maybe. I said a while back that I was going to try to do a Kingdom Hearts timeline, but with how in-depth I go in those, I feel like that might drive me insane. So if I do that, I would probably try to make it more like a community effort type thing, try to get more people involved. That might be fun. I don't know. We'll see. Captain Joe asks, Handwriting Reveal. Okay, so for context, this was a thing that was brought up on my Discord a little while ago, where Captain Joe told everybody that I have super weird handwriting, and I guess I do. I don't really know why, it's just how I learned it. But I guess I'll do a handwriting reveal. Hang on, I need to write something. Alright, can you see that? Is the camera gonna focus? Ah, you can see that. You can see that good enough. There it is. That's my weird handwriting. It has, like, little tails on the end of a bunch of letters. I don't know why I learned it that way, and literally nobody else in the universe did, but there it is. Handwriting reveal is done. There you go. Hope you're happy. Dark Supersonic, once again, asks, has your YouTube problem resolved? Yes, it has. For those of you who didn't see that I mentioned that in one of my earlier videos, yes, it was resolved. It wasn't at the time you asked this question, but now it is. So thank you guys for sticking with me through all the weird things I had to do for that. But yes, it is resolved now, and hopefully it doesn't become an issue later. Barrick Stotts, I laughed so hard when I saw this question, asks, when will you be uploading more songs to your other channel, The Hot Pockets? I can't believe somebody who I don't know actually knows about this. Hang on, I have to find it now. So for those of you who don't know, which is probably pretty much all of you, me and Captain Joe, my sister, and two of our cousins, we wrote 2 songs We called our band the Hot Pockets, spelled all weird, just because we were trying to be strange. I'm really happy with how both of them turned out. We have waffles past the syrup here, and yes, that on the cover there. If when we see it, let's listen. Let's listen to the beginning of it because it's amazing. Yes, that is a waffle with a Temmie face. Don't question it.
What is up with the syrup that you buy at the store? It's the worst thing possible for your body.
Okay, that's enough of that. Don't want to give too much of it away. And then our other song here, I actually really like this one. Mispronunciation, it's called. Very clever title. I think that was Captain Joe's idea. The video is really good too.
Was specifically asked use if you'd like milk in your espresso, but your answer caused me a whole nother problem, cause you said you would like your espresso. Irregardless.
Okay, that's enough. That's me singing, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. But yes, that is what this person, what Barrick Stotts was referring to. When will we be uploading more songs? The amount of times that we have got together and said, okay, we need to write a new song now, and then just haven't been able to come up with anything good. It's happened so many times. We've tried, but we just can't think of another good topic that clicks with us, clicks with our weirdness, which is sad because I like how the first two turned out. Maybe eventually we will, but yeah, I'll link to the channel in the description, by the way, because I don't know if it would show up if you just searched it, even though it's spelled super weird. So maybe it would, I don't know. But thank you for asking that so I could shout that out, because I want more people to listen to them, because they're funny. Faith K asks, when did you first get into Undertale / Glitchtale? I already answered that. Thank you for asking, though. The Porkmaster, another one of my Discord mods, asks, how tall are you? I live in fear of tall people. And Orin responds, then you should be scared of Sephiroth. Yes, everyone should be scared of Sephiroth. Like, there are some villains from some things that if I saw them in real life, I would want to, like, kind of approach them and talk to them, maybe, just see what their view of some things is, or whatever. But if I, like, actually saw Sephiroth in real life, I would run. I would be out of there so fast. Anyway, how tall am I? Yeah, like 6'1", I think. There you go. I don't know if you'd consider that tall, but yeah. The Emerald Games asks, well, just how are you today? Thank you for asking. Once again, I'm doing great. This has been fun. We're almost done. Only one more question left, but I'm glad to have finally hit this and to be recording this video. So yeah, I'm very good. And the final question, Tree Flareshin, I don't know how to pronounce that, asks, hey, do you have a least favorite episode of X-Tale Underverse or Glitchtale? Well, funny you should ask that, because I made a Glitchtale episode tier list for Glitch Month, the Glitch Month thing that I did. You should be able to find that. It was pretty recent. If you just click on my channel, it should be right there. And for Underverse, I will actually be doing a tier list for that too, since its 5th anniversary is also coming up, and I don't want to leave it out. So I don't know about Exhale though. Exhale's a little weird. I don't know if I'll include that in there, just because what happens in all the different timelines, they're so different from each other that it's a little hard to compare to each other and to everything else. But yeah, look forward to I'll be doing 2 Underverse tier lists coming up, a character one and an episode one. So look forward to that if you're an Underverse fan. All right, that is all I've got for this video. Thank you guys once again for subscribing and sticking around for 5,000 subscribers. Very cool. And yeah, hopefully things keep growing, I guess. I don't really like try to grow my channel or anything. Phone, shush, I'm talking. But like it's always cool when it just happens, when you guys just come and stay. So thank you so much. Yeah, and I will see you guys in my next video, or whichever video of mine you choose to watch next. Bye!